You won't believe what Doug went through. He got hit again. You won't believe what Doug went through. He got hit again. So he's got this high-tech filming going on while following the command center's orders. Talk about multitasking. It's a wild chase again, but luckily Doug drives like he's in an action movie. He quickly got off the highway, tailing the crook, who just stormed into an abandoned factory. Doug parked and slipped into super gear, sneaking in like a spy. In real life, Doug saw an ambulance crash into the house, but in the past scenes, the house was still standing. Through his equipment, Doug spotted the villain dealing with Mute. This is getting wild. There was blood everywhere at Doug's feet. 4 days ago, the crook really made a mess. He burned Mute's body, and the cops locked down the area like a movie set. Doug's intervention, though altering history, failed to prevent Mute's death. The story stays the same. In this alternate universe, the way people die changed, but the ending? Still the same. But Doug thinks otherwise. He believes the villain is still up to no good. The crook was scoping out the dock early. What a sneaky little rascal. That car was meant to be his getaway, but Mute really messed it up. Now he has no choice but to use Claire's car instead. Indeed, the wheel of history just keeps turning. The FBI quickly tracked down the crook's details. A swarm of SWAT showed up. Such a movie vibe. They found bomb materials at the crook's place, yet he's acting all calm and collected during questioning. He justified killing Mute and Claire as a necessary evil. How bold can he get? Carol claims it's all fate's doing, really, fate or just his poor choices. He says this case will never be over. What's he even thinking? The chief said Doug could go home now the case is closed. Now it's all about the trial. Paul waved Doug off, saying the whole thing's wrapped up. What a day. Doug had his own thoughts going on. So many questions still linger. Like, who did Doug leave that voicemail for? He sure was puzzled. He kept reiterating Doug left. It's almost comical at this point. Success. As Doug left, Paul started with his usual chatter again. But Doug wondered about that voicemail mystery. Why was it for Claire? Why were Doug's fingerprints at Claire's place, and who left those notes behind? With so many questions, Doug slipped back to the laboratory for some answers. The little guy knew what Doug was after. He wanted to see what live teleportation would do. Subtitle: Doug operated the time machine expertly. What a sci-fi spectacle it was. After a successful jump, Doug realized the explosion was just around the corner. He dashed out, snatching a cop's gun like a superhero, racing out of the hospital. Timing says Claire should still be alive. Head straight to the crook's lair. At this moment, the villain was dousing Claire with gasoline, but she wasn't backing down. The villain punched down. When he saw blood, he turned for tools. It was a neck-and-neck moment. At this very moment, Doug had already dashed to the doorway, and a precise bullet struck, leaving the murderer completely stunned. Outside, he opened the gas valve. Doug tumbled out carefully. Talk about courage. Doug turned around and saw Claire lying on the ground. He rushed over to pull her up. What a truly heroic moment of saving a damsel in distress. Then came the explosion. They were blasted flying out, with fireworks soaring in the air. Doug saved Claire like a scene straight from a Hollywood blockbuster. In the car, Doug claimed he was a case informant. What a puzzling twist. Doug dropped the bomb that Carol was a terrorist, but Claire clearly didn't buy it. So Doug tried his best to explain, as time was running out there to stop this bomb. Claire's home was nearby, so Doug decided to patch up wounds before anything else. Once inside, it was like Doug returned home, so familiar it's almost hilarious. He handled his wounds while telling Claire to freshen up. What a chaotic scene. He wiped away blood quickly, tossing those bloody rags into the sink like it was nothing. But Claire suddenly burst out with the gun in hand, unable to believe Doug's claim. Oh boy.